Welcome to the Midnight Matinee with your host and hostess, Robert and Angie Curtis.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to the Midnight Matinee. I cut you off. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
All right.
Well, in true Valentine fashion, we decided, which was funny as we spoke about it last time, we wanted someone to go out there and make a good Valentine movie because we reviewed My Bloody Valentine.
Right.
And needless to say, there was actually one out there that I somehow completely missed called Heart Eyes.
Yep, so we went and saw it.
And a summary of it is a mass maniac with glowing red eyes returns every Valentine's Day to slaughter unsuspecting couples. When a cynical ad exec and her hopelessly romantic colleague become the next target, they decide to fight back and end the reign of terror. And I said, when we were coming out, this is like a Hallmark movie and a horror movie had a baby together.
Exactly. That's what I thought, too.
It's your basic rom-com mashed up with a lot of gore.
Yeah. It's over-the-top kind of modern slasherism and mixed with the Hallmark Channel kind of love story.
Yeah, the two... the ad exec and her colleague, they actually have one of those meet cutes at the coffee shop where they both get the same kind of coffee.
They have the same over-the-top.
Latte, oat milk with 6 gallons of
like
sugar.
10 different things. You're
Which
like,
I never understand those people. Because
I would actually pay if I could work in one of those places just so I can go, what kind of coffee you want? Oh, iced chai latte. No, I said coffee. What coffee do you want?
Coffee.
That's all we got. We got coffee, and then we got water, and that's it.
I actually saw something funny the other day. This lady kept trying to order, I want latte coffee, but I don't want any milk in it. And she's like, well, you can't have that. I want the latte, but I don't want any milk in it. These people I do not understand.
Yeah, like your brain doesn't get enough oxygen.
I don't even know what soy milk... decaf, Americana.
That's what it was. It was an Americano with soy milk and something half calf. I don't know. It was a long order. It was needlessly long. And then the whole idea was to set up the premise that this is like a rom-com from the Hallmark Channel. It's one of those stupid movies that has stupid sets, has a stupid plot, it has terrible actors, and people love them. So that's what this sets up to be. And then you find out that it's actually this serial killer who doesn't like Valentine's Day picks a random city, which is a weird thing that you'll discover later on. I don't want to ruin the plot for you because this is a new movie. But this person picks a random city and goes there on Valentine's Day and massacres a bunch of people. And this year, he just happens to pick this city that this couple lives in.
Well, Seattle.
Seattle, right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that meet cute sets it up. They end up they part, and then they end up working at the same place. And so they need to fix some kind of advertising campaign. And
it's just absolutely hilarious. The ad that she came up with is like... what do you call it? Like a unrequited love, like where the people die, and the one person dies, the other one.
Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, and it was very funny. Like
it was funny.
This movie does have a lot of funny laughs.
Yeah,
I love how they kind of poke fun at a rom-com.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. If you're a person like me who doesn't like those Hallmark movies, this is a good movie to go and see because it makes fun of that whole. Just petty, selfish, rosé all day, stay home mom kind of culture. It's good eating. It is good.
And it also has a good amount of horror. It had a lot of gore,
like a lot of.
There was a couple of times when I was like, oh, gotta cover my eyes on that one because it was like, oh my. I mean, it starts out with one of those posed engagements, and and they totally play fun of that.
Right.
And the Heart Eyes killer comes after this couple. They're out in the middle of a vineyard kind of thing, and yeah.
So on the cliff side of the vineyard, they got the big arch set up with all of the obnoxious.
They got a cameraman in the back.
The camera's hiding in the woods, so that it looks more authentic. It's peak. peak right now.
Yeah, it's the cringy part of the rom-com that nobody has. I mean, there might be people out there. I don't know.
Oh, people love it. They love it. They'll sit there like eating candy, just sit in front of the TV. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, I love it so much. It's awful. Who wrote this? A 9-year-old? Yeah, I love it. Love it. It's a top-rated thing during the holidays. It's the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
And I challenge you to watch more than 5 minutes of it without wanting to stab yourself with a screwdriver. It is terrible. Terrible. Obvious plot flaws. Terrible acting.
Well, now we're talking about Hallmark movies. We're not talking about
this.
Heart Eyes.
Right.
But yeah, so basically this setup, they start, and it just goes down to this crazy havoc of Heart Eyes trying to kill this couple throughout the entire movie. I mean, and they end up at a drive-in at one point where it was showing like some kind of old classic romance movie.
Black and white romance movie.
And the guy takes, he just goes nuts.
Yeah.
And,
it's good.
And then they had this pair of cops, partners or whatever. Ironically enough, Devon Sawa from the Final Destination movie, the original, played one of the cops, and he is, well, good, you figure that was, 20, 25 years ago. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh, that was the kid from Casper, because he was the human version of Casper.
Right.
But I was like, I didn't even recognize them. And of course, their names is
Hobbs and
Shaw.
Which is a funny play because the female police officer is Mia Toretto from the Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, that's where I knew her from.
So that's why it was a Fast and Furious dig at her, which I thought was hilarious.
Jordana Brewster or whatever. Yeah, this actually doesn't have a whole lot of... I hadn't heard of either of the two main characters.
I think
Olivia Holt and I'm drawing a blank. Oh, his name was Mason Gooding.
Yeah.
I've never seen him at all. But
I believe they picked them because they look like the people from the Hallmark movies.
Oh,
they look that generic,
that kind of cute girl next door meets guy next door
with the six-pack guy who's just generic.
Well,
Instagram models.
He came in as this exec who was all about the romance and love. He was really good at making romance ads and campaigns.
His experience is he's the guy who comes in to fix the advertising campaign that's gone wrong. So he travels a lot and he doesn't have a relationship because that's his thing. Is he goes from city to city to try to fix an advertising campaign that's gone off the rails. He's like a professional fixer guy. Yeah. And she, because she's in a bad relationship, she just had a breakup. She just made this ad campaign where people are dying for their love in the same week that the Heart Eyes killer comes to town and starts massacring people. So it's a good setup.
I had a lot of laughs. I thought it was really good. I thought it was fast paced.
Yeah.
You didn't linger, be like, why are they doing this? And there was I even said to him at one point, there was something that she showed, and I said, wait for that to come back around.
Yeah. And that's good storytelling. We talk about that all the time. Like, don't show me a weapon in the first act and don't use it in the third, because then you're like, what? Why is that even in it, right?
And you know what I really thought was funny? The whole thing with Trump and the plastic, or bringing back plastic straws. Someone commented, I thought it was funny that you get a Starbucks coffee in a big plastic mug, but you have to have a paper straw that doesn't work.
Right.
Like, how is that saving the planet?
Exactly. Right. Common sense.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Do you want to show our ratings?
Yeah, we'll do the rating thing.
I think we both agree that it was Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done. That's a 4 out of 5 on our scale.
I would have gone for the Hell's Bells if I believe this had staying power. You know what I mean? Because it was really good, and I really, really liked it because it checks all the boxes for a slasher movie for me. The villain is over the top and extra violent. They have a look that's their own. There's a little bit of silliness.
Another masked character, of course.
It's a masked person, but that plays out later on.
Yeah, you understand why.
And I really liked it. I thought it was it was a fresh take on the slasher genre.
I think it has like what, a 6.7 or something on the Rotten Tomatoes, or
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yep.
And if you do go to see it, stay for some of the credits.
Yeah, there's a post-credit scene or a mid-roll scene in it, and everybody in our theater bolted as soon as it was over. But that was because they couldn't stop talking for 1 millisecond of the entire pre-show, and then the second the movie, they talk through the movie too.
Yeah,
so holding their mouth shut for an entire hour and a half was probably making their jaws overheat.
It was some teenagers. Did not know any kind of movie theater etiquette, but
that was their mother that was with them. That's not teenagers. No. That was a 40-year-old woman with 2 teenagers, and the mother was the one yapping her mouth through the entire movie.
I mean, they were playing music right before the movie started.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get away.
Anyways,
one of the reasons he doesn't like going to the movies is people. It's too peoply for him.
I don't like.
In fact, I even told somebody that the other day that I went to Animal Kingdom, Disney's Animal Kingdom, on Friday morning before I flew back in for Valentine's Day, and I was like, I was great until the heat started going up, and it got too peoply.
Yeah.
But I still love Disney, so I have to deal with it. But anyways, reel it back.
Nightmare Fuel.
Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah.
We recommend.
And go see it.
Yeah,
definitely go see it. It's worth it. I don't know. Like I said, if you can catch it like early in a matinee where there's not a lot of people in there yapping through the whole thing, it would be a fantastic.
Well, we did dinner. It was kind of a since I got so late back on Valentine's night, we did it on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we basically dinner and a movie.
And rainy and nasty out. And
we thought for sure.
Still, people in their pajamas came to the theater to make a nuisance of themselves.
Well, it was only the second weekend. Anyway, coming up, we saw that movie also had a preview for The Monkey, which I still want to go see.
I know, we're going to go see The Monkey. That
would probably
fantastic.
be. It starts next weekend. For some reason, I thought it was this weekend. And I was like, oh, yeah, we can go see it. And then I was like, I guess I should have looked a little closer.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of movies coming out. They have a lot. We saw a lot of red box or whatever they call it.
Red band trailers.
Red band trailers of horror movies and stuff coming up in this in the previews for this
There was
movie.
almost half an hour of previews in this one.
Yeah, we didn't have to rush. I just like to be in my seat when it starts.
Yeah, it was a lot. But the Monkey looks really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. It has the guy who starred in The Gentleman, that series on Netflix that we liked.
Oh God, yeah.
Where he's the Duke, and he inherits the drug cartel.
Yeah, that's right.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was so good, and I can't wait to see him in this because I know he's going to carry that over.
Have you watched any? I know you did some Shudder while I was gone. I was in Orlando for a week.
Yeah.
Did you watch any good movies on Shudder this week that you recommend?
The Vortilac is on Shudder right now, and it's a French period piece.
Oh, that's the one you were showing me with the puppet. You said?
And the villain in it is actually a maquette, and I was just blown away at how good that movie is. It's all in French, so you have to read the subtitles, but the acting is just par excellence. Then the vampire maquette person, it'll surprise you. I was shocked at first because I thought for sure it was an actor because when they first, you know, what a Hollywood trope where they always show up masked. It's just like it's a terrible writing thing, but they do that to this character because it has a payoff, right? Because when they first introduce him, he moves weird and he has like gestures, you know, and his face is covered up, and then he takes off the mask and you can see like this person is like almost like a corpse.
Oh wow!
Like his lips are stretched away from his teeth. You know what I'm saying?
I saw something the other day where they were showing, Nosferatu, the new Nosferatu, without his thing on, and how his skin was rotting. I mean, whoever did the makeup and special effects on that was just like over the top.
Yeah. So that was really good.
I've been redoing the second season. I watched it. We have the Paramount, and I like that School Spirits, and I'm into the second season of that. But it releases every Thursday, so I'm like, I think we're like 5 episodes, but it's fun, and I like that they've kind of expanded the cast a little bit and whatnot. I also like the TV show Ghosts. Believe it or not,
Ghosts.
I
British
saw
one
the
or
UK. Oh, I saw the British one first.
Yeah.
And then they started and I was like a little hesitant about the American one, but the American one has really grown on me. So, and I saw that they're actually going to do, I think, an Australian Ghost.
Yeah.
But it's a silly show. I don't think we've ever watched it. I think it's cute, if you like cute.
Yeah.
But anything else you've seen recently that you'd like to talk about?
You
got that special book you got, but
Yeah.
that's not a movie review or a TV show.
The Yellow Jackets is coming back,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
so we'll have to catch up on that. The Mayfair Witches is back.
Yeah. I think what else is coming.
They ended the other one that we were watching. The one that with the vampire and the witch. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, what was that? I thought that was the Mayfair Witches, or is the Mayfair the one that's based on? Oh, your Mayfair's the Anne Rice one down in New Orleans. That's
Yeah.
What was the name of that one? Or the History of Witches?
Oh no, it was a something of witches.
We're drawing a blank.
Damn it.
This is where you insert crickets.
I can't think of what it is, but whatever that show, they ended it.
Oh, they did. They just kind of. I thought they kind of wrapped it up anyway.
But what's funny is they brought back. There's a spin-off for the Gathering of Witches or whatever. The Discovery of Witches.
Discovery. That's right.
Yeah. So there's going to be a spin-off of that talks about the witches prior to the time that we saw, and then they ended that one. So
and we can spray. We decided where we're gonna. Every July we go somewhere, a city. We fly or we drive or something like this, and we had gone to Boston, but it was a very lively. We saw a lot of things when we were in Boston, so we're going back to Boston.
Yeah.
And we're gonna stay in Gloucester and do a couple of days just in Salem.
yeah, we're going to do day trips and try to see more at a slower pace.
Yeah, and
than
go to actually get to see the museums, because we only did the Witch Museum.
Yeah.
I mean, we love all things paranormal.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, you said somebody recommended a movie for us, but
Oh, yeah, one of our viewers recommended we do a reply to the Master of Disguise.
with Dana Carvey,
With Dana
which I saw a
Carvey. Yeah,
long
I've
time
seen it.
ago. In fact, it used to be the turtle.
Yeah.
I used to make my mom laugh so much with my turtle impression, but
So we'll do a short for a review.
and we
of the,
appreciate it. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we're more horror. If you have any horror recommendations, like I said, we've seen a lot, but we would love to have one that maybe will scare the pants off of us. Or, I mean, like I said, we were delayed on our Valentine, and so we watched My Bloody Valentine. We had popcorn and everything in our little recliners last night.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that movie.
yeah.
It's so campy and silly.
I always see something new every time I watch it, too.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen before, but yeah. It's campy, but it's good.
That one that we watched last night had a different edit of some of the kill scenes.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's the scene where he hangs the lady on the shower head.
Oh, I didn't see him actually hang him on. I saw him pick her up.
Right. And then he walks over to the shower head, and then you see it from the side. But in the original, there was an original scene where you could see the water spraying out of her mouth. And it was a really cool effect that they did. But for some reason, they just showed the side of it this time. So
Shudder?
Yeah.
Shudder, the home of every horrible B-rated movie
well,
you could
and
find.
sometimes if there's like a re-release, like they recently redid Galaxy of Terror, right?
I don't think I know that
where
one.
It's Robert Englund's first movie.
Oh.
So it has Linnea Quigley. You know, it's a good movie. I mean, it's a terrible movie, but it's good. It's a good B movie.
And for those who don't know who Linnea Quigley, she is the half-naked cemetery dancer in
Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead.
And she's the half-naked blonde girl in everything from the 80s.
Is that the one with your brain smells so nice?
Yeah. So that was good. It was nice to see that they had taken the time to redo that. It doesn't look like it was like a negative restoration. It was probably like a rescan, but it's nice to see it in 4K. You know, so I'm happy when people go back and redo older movies they're not like the best. It's not like Chariots of Fire or something, but to us, that they're important movies.
And he's actually, I'm going to say kudos that they had the jump about the Jack the Ripper on the Paranormal podcast.
Yeah.
They actually had the jump. We're now just seeing it come out in the media, but they had it over a week ago. That
Yeah, a week ago we revealed that
Jack the Ripper was
Aaron Kosminski all this time. And we broke that they had tied the DNA evidence of his great-granddaughter to the shawl, which ties him to the other crime scene, and the blood on the apron, and then boom, he's Jack the Ripper. And today we were watching the news, and they were like, breaking news. Finally, we know who Jack the Ripper was. I'm like, ha.
You know what's funny is I actually watched, I like those British crime dramas, and one of the ones that I watched, they basically were able to figure out through DNA, going back, based on, someone who has it now, who committed the crime back in the day.
Oh, yeah, they do that all the time.
Which I thought was very fascinating. We liked... My sister is a big genealogist, so we all know, everyone in the family's had the DNA test and whatnot.
There was recently a guy in Illinois who was on death row.
Well, that's how they filled that Green River, too.
Yeah, and they tested the DNA and found it wasn't his DNA. Somebody actually found some evidence that was in a paper bag in one of the little police departments, and they'd had, DNA on the victim, and they tested it and found out that it was not his DNA.
Yeah.
So he was exonerated. He's been saying that he was innocent since the 70s.
Which is horrible that somebody sat in jail.
Yeah, all that time.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing how, maybe more cold cases will now be the more people who get tested. My entire life, I was told I was mainly Irish, maybe some English.
Yeah,
I'm 51% Scottish.
Yeah.
How did that happen,
Yeah. Well, my granddad used to tell everybody he was Native American. Everybody. And my dad always thought that his whole life.
Yeah.
And then I took a DNA test to see, what the specifics of, and found none of it. None of it. We're actually English and Scottish and Irish and Lithuanian and Polish.
He bought a square foot of...
actually own land in Scotland.
Laird in Scotland. He owns a little square foot of land.
Yep.
That's fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go. We're really down the rabbit hole.
The credits are coming, I promise.
The credit. Let's go back. Okay, so if you want to go, I would recommend seeing Hard Eyes.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. If you like, it's good. I mean, it's not the serious. I mean, it's funny. It's got some funny moments. It's got your blood, your gore, your suspense. I had a couple of jumps, obviously. And we rate it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, 100%.
Nightmare Fuel.
Definitely go see it. Like I said, if I would give it the Hell's Bells, if there were other films in this genre, if there were other films, and this could stand out, but there aren't any other films like this. So I would say it gets 4 out of 5.
I like it that it was new and different. It wasn't.
It's definitely different.
Some might say, "Oh, it was formulaic," but I thought it. Like I said, it took two formulaic film genres and matched them together.
Right, which is new and
which
refreshing.
Is new and different.
Yeah, and I really appreciate it. I like it when people think outside the box.
At all.
No, it had me through the whole thing. I was laughing. There's a couple of scenes where it's just over the top and silly, and there's a lot of scenes where you're like, "Come on, let's do it. Let's go." And it's 100% in my opinion. But like I say, if there were other rom-com slasher flicks out there, then this one probably would have been a Hell's Bells. But because there's no other movies like this, then it's just Nightmare Fuel.
I give kudos to the cast. I give kudos to the writer, the director.
Yeah. The cinematography in this is fantastic. There's lots of my favorite thing where it's filmed at night for the majority, and it's well lit but not overly lit. So there's like dark and light, and then you can see what's going on. There's lots of depth. There's always the 3-point lighting going on. There's lots of dolly shots. It's well done. Well filmed, in my opinion. I really appreciate it. It'd be easy to just grab a Steadicam and just follow everybody around doing the focus pulls constantly like Hollywood loves to do, and they don't do that in this. Yeah,
because the last couple movies that we saw were a little slow. Well, obviously we saw the
Wolfman.
We saw the Wolfman, and then we also saw I can't draw a blank on the name. Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I kept thinking Nicodemus. I'm like, that's not right. Who's the guy that? Oh, no, Nostradamus was what it also. Never mind. We know. This is the mind. These are the things that go through my mind.
I was thinking Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar. I think that's a biblical. First Nicodemus said that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, anyways, go see it. You'll thank yourself for it. If you don't catch it in theaters, I would definitely. It's worth paying to rent it on Prime.
Yeah.
It's that good that I would pay to rent it to see it again.
And I think if anyone's out there, make some more of these.
Yeah, make some more.
Where we're talking about,
movies.
there's Hollywood, and I think we're going to do. Obviously, we'll probably do some kind of maybe Leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
There's an April Fool's Day
Yeah.
movie. What else is there that we like? I know, like 4th of July. There's What You Did Last Summer or whatnot.
Yeah.
That's filmed over that, but I don't know. I don't know if there's anything for Memorial Day, but that'd probably be inappropriate.
President's Day.
President's Day.
Right. I guess for President's Day we could do like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh yeah, that's on Monday technically, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it is. I don't get that day off.
Yeah, we don't either.
No. You never get a day
Yeah,
off.
we don't get any holidays anyway. So
He's in a dead end business.
that's the pain of being a funeral director is there's no holidays in the funeral
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, that Abraham Vampire Hunter. I actually read the book.
It was
too.
good. I liked it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Okay.
full circle. Bring
Full
it back.
circle. Thank you for joining us at the Midnight Matinee. Or do we say Midnight Matinee?
Midnight Matinee.
Midnight. Bye.
See ya.
You've been watching the Midnight Matinee, brought to you by the Veritas Project. So when the clock strikes 12, grab your tickets for the next episode of the Midnight Matinee.